这是乐高幻影忍者灯塔保卫战，这套的号码是70594，有767个零件和有8个小人。This is the actual lighthouse. First of all, they're kind of like a lighthouse gate with 2 golden katanas at the top. It doesn't look like a gate. Actually, it actually does, but it's not supposed to be a gate, I think. It could be. Anyway, then there's kind of like a really small, tiny little river there with some wooden steps to get to the other side. Then there's also a curve over here, and there's like stone steps leading up to the top. There's not all stone steps because there's actually kind of like a small flat area over here which you can stand a figure on. But that's actually the platform for a drop trap, which is activated by this green vine over here, which you can pull out to get your figure into a jail area, which I'll show you later. But the bad thing about this trap is that the side stone pieces there make too much friction, and you have to pull them out to actually make the trap work. If you don't, there's too much friction and the trap won't work. Now our figure is already in the prison, so I closed the trap up. And if you actually get past that trap, you actually get to the door before you even have the chance to open the door. There's actually another trap. See this red thingy over here? Well, you can actually push that forward to dump some dynamite out. There's only 2 pieces that don't actually explode or anything. So that's not actually that much of a good feature, and they don't always dump out in one dump. And if you actually make it past that dynamite falling trap, there's one last trap. There's a door there. There's no trap too obvious there, and there's a sticker on the door. And there's also wooden details and stone details there, which looks nice. But if you're a bad guy like Flintlock and you open the door, and you happen to be standing on this stone mat over here or something, there's actually a spring-loaded shooter here, and you can knock the figure off like this. To see the actual inside of the lighthouse, you need to turn this thing where you can see this kind of torch thing here, and you can pull that up so you can open this thing up. By the way, this ladder automatically falls once you open it. On this side of the room, and by the way, once this thing is actually closed, this part and this part link, this part and this part link, and this part and this part link. So this is the front of the room, and this is the back of the room. In the front of the room, you can see a mirror of Nadakhan over here to show that Nadakhan can see what Jay and Nia are doing. And there's a prison room over here, which is kind of small, and there's a printed lock piece over here. And the person inside the prison is actually dropped down by the falling feature, like on the staircase. And on the back side of the underground kind of room, you can see a ladder over here, which you can get up to the next floor. And there's also kind of like a patient's chair where you can put Echo Zane on it, a helmet for the Tidy robot. And there's a blueprint that I'll show you later, in a few seconds. There's a lamp over here, 2 tools on the back. And now let me show you the blueprint. Here is a blueprint which shows some key features of Echo Zane. Moving on this ladder to the second floor, you see this rocket shooter for the spring-loaded missile feature. There's some dynamite for the dynamite dumping feature. And there's a tool rack with 4 tools there and another blueprint there. And there's also the kind of like the door's lobby over here. With the inside door doesn't have a sticker or anything on it. And on the 3rd floor of the place, you can see this like a table over here with two red stools or seats there, and on the table has like a plate and a drink. And you can actually flip the whole table up to reveal a playing card of either the Garmadon or the Overlord. And there's the table legs also flip up. And there's also a syringe with a tiger widow spider's venom in it and a golden sai. On the other side, there's the feature. There's a bucket for the dynamite dumping feature. And you can flip this to dump like that. And there's also a telescope over there. And there's a map for map of Ninjago Island over here that I forgot to tell you about. And on the top most floor, there's 2 railings on the side, and there's a teapot of Taran behind 2 golden katanas. And there's also another feature over here. See this kind of like a zipline pole over here where you can actually, well, this actually includes this mini Jay. And Jay's main weapon is this kind of like a zipline hook. So you can actually get the hook onto here, and Jay can ride down on the hook over here. And there's also kind of like a small platform over here where you can have figures fighting. And also over to the front here, there's some details I forgot to tell you, or some vines over here. And there's also a mailbox and a secret weapon over here, which is kind of like a pirate sword. Moving to the very top of the lighthouse, there are 2 more railings over here and a nice roof over here. And those windows looks like a small globe. And above the globe, not the globe is a light brick, but above the globe there's actually a light brick which is activated by this golden, like a wind vase over here. And you can press that down to activate the light brick. It's not that bright, and I don't think this light brick feature is as good as the one in the Temple of Irjitsu. Lastly, before I move on to the rest of the set, there's 2 stud shooters, which was a cooler design, I think. And to shoot the stud shooter, just press that. I'm only gonna shoot 1 because they go all over the place. This is the Sky Pirate, kind of like a jet thing. First of all, there's white pirate swords on either side. And there's wing designs, and there's also like one control stick and a sticker on the top. And there's small winglets there. But the best thing is actually the feature, which is the six stud shooter. But to shoot it, you don't actually turn this thing like you normally do. In the back there's the fire exhaust there. Isn't that big? But if you turn it, you can actually shoot the missiles like this. Here are the 7 and the robot minifigures in this set. So left to right is Jay, Nia, Echo, Zhang, the tidy robot. And for the tidy robot, I have to put some pieces under the feet to make it be able to stand on this board. Anyway, next is Nadakhan, Flintlock, Clancy, and Squiffy. And here are the backs of the minifigures. Note that there's nothing on the back of the top of Nadakhan's extra torso piece. Lastly, there are 2 extra things in the set. First is the Djinn Blade, which has a power of Lloyd inside. For the Lego Djinn Blades, only 1 ninja can be inside them at a time. But in the show, there's only 1 Djinn Blade and multiple ninja were inside it. Anyway, the last thing in this set is kind of like a small stud shooter, which the pirates use, and also has a flame piece on the back. That's it for this review. Thanks for watching, and please stay tuned for more reviews coming up.